Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Hamburger Hill. I'm starting in the bottom left position playing as the Allies. And as you can see in this game we've started off with a couple of tanks. So we had, every team starts off with a few units. I think Soviet players get a heavy tank. And first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some vision around my base. I'm just going to use these tanks, they're quite fast. And I'm also going to produce some infantry just in case I do get attacked early on. I just want to be a little bit careful and just be prepared if another team does come with a couple of tanks. And I'm going to get my first ore refinery out, and on this map I do go for double war factory, but what you need to make sure you do if you're going to go for the double war factory is you need to make sure your ore truck goes for those gems, because there's like an ore patch under that ore refinery which is mostly ore, but there's a few gems in particular places, so it's going to be up to me just to make sure I do mine those gems if I want to pull off the double war factory start effectively. And we can also see Pink doing a little bit of scouting with his two tanks, and I'm going to produce 2 ore trucks straight away. And I'm just getting a bit of visibility at the moment. I should have been microing my ore truck a little bit more, but I have got some map visibility so I can see if my enemies do go to attack me, and you can see I should be sending that ore truck now to those gems. I'm also going to send the other ore truck that's just being produced to mine the gems at the side, and we've got our second war factory now, and we're expanded to that second ore patch where I'm going to build another ore refinery. So yeah, you do need to make sure you get those gems if you want to be effective with the 2 war factories. If it's an ore only map I usually go just 1 war factory first, and I'm just getting some visibility, and I'm just now I'm getting out my medium tanks. I'm going to be building up my forces a little bit, and I'm just getting ready for any attacks. Now on this map the left side is at a disadvantage, the right side does have more like gems and things like that, so I'm going to be getting prepared for that. Because what that means is they're going to be able to get to 3 war factories a lot more easily than I am. So I do have to be prepared, and I'm not going to want to wait too long, otherwise they're going to be able to build up larger tank numbers because of the better resources on that side of the map. So now I'm going to go for a reasonably quick attack, not like really early, it's not like a rush or anything. I did build 2 ore trucks, but I don't want to wait around too long and let their forces build up. But what we're going to have a look at is we're going to have a look at what happened at the other side of the map, because there was some stuff that happened a bit earlier in the game. So this is Nose, who's playing as a yellow, and you can see instead of just doing scouting with his tanks, because he's been at the back, he's decided to go to his opponent's base and scout their base. And you can see him here attacking that power plant. Now what he's not exactly trying to wipe out with his player at this point. What he's doing is, because he's attacking that power plant, there's a possibility that that player is going to be on low power, and that's going to delay the start. But it hasn't really worked, and he's lost a light tank, and he didn't really get that power plant damaged enough. So I don't think Purple's build will be disrupted that much. And I'm just having a look here. Orange has actually moved his base up to the top instead of deploying it in its starting position. Now, if he deployed it in the starting position, he would have been able to use the gems. So that's probably a little bit of a mistake. And also now, Purple's got a clear run onto Nose's base instead of having to go through Orange's base, which is sort of like up at the top and not in really an ideal position at all. So that's going to obviously hamper Orange's start, and now we can see Purple going into Nose's base, and Nose is trying to chase a green tank around his base, and you can see he's got some infantry there with him, and we'll have to see what is Purple going to try and do here. Is he going to go for buildings, or is he going to go for that ore truck? It looks like he's going for the ore truck, and Nose has realised, and he's bringing his infantry and heavy tank in. So some of those infantry getting squashed there though, and that ore truck is on very, very low HP. Now, Purple's going for it, and it looks like it's going to need to be one more shot. Is he going to get that tank down? And Nose just getting that tank down and saving that ore truck. As I say, I think there was just one more shot there. Now, a little bit later, what happens is Nose starts to go in with his light and one medium tank, which he started with, and now they're going into Purple's base. Purple's also sending some heavy tanks over to Nose's base, so we'll have to see what happens here. Orange coming in with Nose, and now Nose is going for that ore refinery. Orange is going for the construction yard, so if they manage to get those two buildings out, that means that Purple is going to have no ore left. And now they're going for the others. But Blue, the allies, are trying to come in to help his teammate. And now it looks like Nose is going back to his base. So we'll have to see what happens there. Because Purple's effectively out. He's had to sell a war factory to save, buy another ore refinery. So we'll have to see if he's able to get that up. But Purple doing a lot of damage there. Now he's going for the construction yard, so this is going to be big. Is he going to get it down? And he does. And we can see Nose has no war factories left because he had to sell them to get that ore refinery. So Nose, after these tanks go, will be out of the game. And Purple also, so it's a 1-for-1 there. Now we're going to go back to my game view. And this was just where we left off. And I went for the attack. And we can see Cyan there with a few tanks. He's got them stationary, so he's losing them quite quickly. And that's always bad. If you leave your tanks stationary, they take up a lot more damage. He's also got a turret there as base defence. He's building another turret. And it's a strange place to have a construction yard as well. So we're going to try and take out that construction yard. And we do. And we can see Cyan is losing some buildings right now. He's lost some tanks. And we can see Green coming in for the fight now. And yeah, he's got quite a lot of heavy tanks, and also Blue as well. So at this point, I know I need to pull back because I just don't have the tanks to obviously fight this, and I'm going to need help off my teammates. So we can see Green and Blue coming in now, and they've got quite a big force. I've got obviously less medium tanks, and they've also Green's using heavy tanks, so they're a little bit more powerful. He's also got some infantry in there as well. And yeah, I need to produce an ore truck just to maintain this 3 war factory production. And this is sort of what happens when you lose your shift button on your keyboard. Yeah, sometimes you press the wrong thing, control or something. But yeah, I had to do it, so that took a little bit longer. But now we can see Purple and Blue coming in, and they've got a large tank force. And I do need some help off my allies at this point, because it's sort of like 2v1, and I did lose a lot. I'm going to sort of like delete one of those ore trucks because they're managing to push me back into my base. We can see Green's got a lot of heavy tanks and Blue's using light tanks. And now Yellow's actually coming in. And this was just after Nose had lost most of his base. So he's got, this is some of his remaining tanks. And any tanks lost here can't be replaced. We've also got Pink coming in as well to help. So we're trying to defend this as best as possible. We can see Green though, he seems to be migrating towards that construction yard. And yeah, he is going for that construction yard, and there's going to be no way I'm going to be able to keep that up. So I'm going to sell it off, just get the ore from it, and hopefully be able to get more tanks out. And now he's going for the barracks, which is going to go down quite quickly. And now he's trying to take out the power. So this is bad for me at the moment, because if I lose power, I can't use that build speed of the 3 war factories as much. So yeah, we're trying to take out those 2 things. I'm just trying to mend that, but it's actually going to go down because I don't have enough tanks to maintain it. So I did try and keep it up. My power isn't too bad because I've still got, I think, 2 power plants. So I'm still going to be able to build okay. I will manage to defend that first attack. But now it's time for us to go on the counterattack. We can see that Blue has some light tanks in the middle of the map there. So we're going to need to go for that. And also Cyan produces some light tanks as well. So everything's kicking off in this middle part of the map. And we're going to try and take out just as many tanks as we can here and push out. I'm using medium tanks at the moment. So they're a little bit stronger. They've got more HP. They're more sturdy. And you can see Blue and Cyan leaving them far too stationary. So I'm able to take them out quite easily. But also Green coming as well with those heavy tanks. He hasn't got the numbers quite at the moment. So we're going to be able to probably fight this out. And we can see that Green is on the retreat, going back to his base. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and take control of this ore patch here, get rid of some of those ore refineries, get rid of the tanks on there, and sort of just take control. And it's obviously going to hamper the other team's production. So what we're having a look at now is just where that is. We're going to take out that Cyan ore truck, and depending on how many ore trucks well, he's actually taken it away, and he's probably going to save it. And we get blue coming in with some more tanks. We've also got that green ore truck now mining off the middle gems, and it looks like that one is going to go down. But we can see that actually green has some Tesla coils, so that's going to be pretty bad. And I hope, yeah, I hope pink doesn't just charge them all in, because light tanks do get wrecked by Tesla coils, so green could lose a lot of forces there. And now we're going into this base, and we can see cyan and blue sort of have a combined base. What must have happened is cyan must have moved up for the start of the game, and cyan has quit the game, and he's out now. And now we're going all out on blue's base. And I think Nose has lost most of his tanks right now, and let's see, and we're able to destroy some of those things. You can see orange coming in from the top, and it looks like purple is going to be out of the game. But we can see green going for the attack on my base, and at this point, I'm going to have to pull all my forces back. I don't have any construction yard, so any buildings I lose will be lost forever. And if he does destroy all my buildings, then my tanks will be wiped from the map. So we're going to need to try and obviously defend against this. So we're going to this sort of bottleneck here, and we're just defending as much as we can. And you can see a lot of green tanks are going down, but there are some that are managing to slip through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some tanks at that bottleneck, and I'm going to go after these tanks that have got into my base. And they're going to my war factory, and if I lose that war factory, I'll only have half the building speed, but it seems that that keeps up. And you can see my tanks are intact, and it looks like green did a bit of a mistake there, because what happened is because he tried to charge his tanks through the bottleneck, he lost most of his army because it was a decent size. And now we can see green coming in with some tanks to the front there to defend his base. And you can see this is a great example of how good Tesla coils are. When you put your tanks in front of them, you have to battle through the tanks, and then you can get to the Tesla coils. So this is a great position that green had them in. I've just had too many tanks there, but I have lost quite a bit in that fight getting into his base. And we can see now it's pretty much good game. Orange coming in from the top, pink coming in behind with a shed load of light tanks, and there's just nothing green can do at this point. I think that, yeah, there was like parts, I guess, where either teams could have won, I guess. Nose being out quite early. Maybe if they put a bit more pressure on the top part of the map, things might have been a little bit different. But there you go. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the game.